Hey everyone, and welcome. It is Friday, which means it's time for another paint and slay. And as you can tell, things are still a little different this week. So, hello to everyone who's hanging out with us in the chat right now. I am V. I am going to be your host and painter today, and we're going to do kind of the same thing like I did last week, just sort of hang out. I'm going to play some music from Jason Charles Miller. However, I pulled the instrumental versions this time. Thought it'd be fun to change it up with that one. But yeah, so we're going to be having some fun painting the D&D Nolzur's Marvelous Miniatures from WizKids Married. Reason being, because if you look below, this is already jumping into game stuff. If you look below, we had this really cool Azuth familiar pack that launched in the game on Wednesday. So you definitely want to make sure you go into the game and you check that familiar pack out because there's some cool stuff that's involved in that familiar pack. But since Lauren is under the weather, unfortunately, I did a quick pivot over the week and I realized I have this Merid mini that's actually been sitting in my collection for a while. And you can tell because it has the old black disc as opposed to the clear one. So it's like, well, this is the Merid that matches this Merid. Let's have some fun and paint the Merid today. So that's going to be the plan for today. But before we get into that, we of course have the wonderful Gabe as the moderator today. So thank you so much, Gabe, for helping me out today. If you have any questions, simply just put in all caps question : and then your question. And Gabe will pull that and pop it into the question document that we have going so I can see what your questions are, just in case, even though I do have the chat up every so often, I might be looking down and painting, I might miss your question. Gabe makes sure that I see your question. So just keep that one in mind. And then let me see what else we have going on here. So like I said, we have this fantastic Merid as a familiar pack right now in the game, but also we have just started our Egrons Day. So we have Rust, who has launched as a rework, and then also just announced earlier, we have Eliwick also joining, who's going to officially launch on Wednesday as the next rework champion for August. So if you haven't logged in and started checking this out, make sure you do, because we have daily deals going on for this event. So some cool things, jump in, check things out. I'm seeing people use the code command !code to get your Electrum chest. When you go to claim that code, make sure you get your daily deal. Make sure you check out what's going on with this event and get yourself Rust. And then don't forget Eliwick in case you haven't unlocked them yet. Along with Rust in terms of DLC, don't forget that Rust has this fantastic theme pack. And I got to tell you, if you didn't catch Idle Insights yesterday, do check this out because Johnny joined Trevor and they talked about Rust and all this other cool things. And I got to tell you, sitting in the conversation and working out the design concept for this familiar as well as for the skin was so much fun with Johnny. Johnny said, "Hey, could I do a crab?" And I was like, "Yeah, we're going to do a crab." So Francois is just absolutely freaking adorable. And I love that Rust is all dressed up a la masquerade, and the mask is a cat mask. And yes, Johnny, they asked, well, can his mask be a cat? And I was done. That was like, yep, it's a cat mask on a cat. We're good. Let's go for it. So do check out that Idle Insights later on in case you didn't catch that one. And you can get the behind the stories for all of that. So what else do we have going on? Oh, yeah, you know what? It is the weekend, which means that the newsletter should be heading into your inbox. If not yet, then very soon. And we have the Ocean Ball weekend where you get a free gold Ocean Ball chest. Is that the right one? Hold on. Gabe, can you really double check that one for me? I think this might be last week's one, and for some reason, OBS did not update that for me right away. So Gabe's going to double check that one. But anyways, we do have our weekend buff happening right now. If you haven't signed up for the newsletter, do make sure that you sign up in the game. And then once a week, every Friday, you will get a newsletter in your inbox where we give you basically a free gold chest of some thematic sort, as well as some champions that you can use over the weekend that have gotten a little extra oomph to them. And then also, if you sign up for the newsletter, you will get a letter right away that gives you an unlock to Hitch. So that's something fun to keep in mind too. Finally, also launched this week, and I know I revealed this last week during Paint and Slay, the Voronika Archdruid skin is available in the gem shop only, and that is 20,000 gems. So just FYI, if you want to check out Nika's new look, you can do that in the gem shop as well. So with that all said and done, let me get the music playing. So like I said, I had it where I switched out for the instrumentals. So let me know if the music is too loud and it is drowning out my voice, or if you want it pumped up a little bit, I can do that as well, because I'm hearing it piped into my ear right now too. And we're basically just gonna have some fun painting up this Merid. Now, in terms of this mini, again, Nolzur's Marvelous Miniatures, they all come primed ahead of time. It's when you get into the frameworks, that's where you need to make sure you are priming, because there's some assembly required with that set from WizKids. So what I did is I took the already primed mini, and this Merid has a lot of really cool, deep details that I wanted to pop out a little bit more. So instead of just doing slap chop like I did last week, and that is, again, just paint it black and then dry brush on white, I actually started with a chocolate brown and then worked up 3 different levels of lighter browns to bring out the details in this mini. And that's gonna help me with 2 things. It's gonna help me recognize the details on these a little bit faster. Like there's these adorable little seashells collected on the band of the satchel. There's this gemstone on the belt. So it helps me see those a little bit sooner. So I'm not like, wait, what is that? It's also one of those things where I purposely use browns, because if you look, Merids have like this sickly green skin tone. If I were to put that sickly green over a black, blacks tend to be more cool in nature. It would be sort of a conflicting color tones of a warm green over a cool black, and it just wouldn't give me the vibrant pop that I want for that skin. However, browns are warm, which means that's a nice match for what I need to go on underneath the skin. So basically I have this mini all set and ready to go. So all I need to do is go in and thin out my paints to like a glaze-like level, get them onto the mini, add in some extra detail work, and I'll be good to go. I see that Rough Rider's asking, any cats co-hosting today? Not today. I actually had to close my office door, which I rarely do, because we have a buddy over playing with one of my kiddos, and they're playing Mario Kart right now, and it's loud. So I had to close the door, otherwise you'd be hearing the shouting of some kiddos in the background, which means the cats are also out of the room. So sorry about that, unless they start scratching at the door, and then I'll get up and I'll let them in. I know, I am going to be in trouble. I'm going to get attitude, especially from Miss Rory. She's not going to be happy with me for this one, but she'll live. She'll be fine. Then, back to the mini. The other thing you'll notice that this mini has that fantastic transparent plastic here, and that's playing off of the magical swirly effect that's going on underneath this. I keep wanting to say Madrid, even though I know it's Merid. So what I'm going to do first is take care of getting this spell work done, or the spell details done on this one. And I'm going to tap into using some inks to tint the plastic itself, just to give it more of that bluish tone. And then I'm going to tap into the fun specialty paint that you've seen us use this before, especially on the Flail Snail. I'm going to use that Ceramcoat Flash Metallic in this lovely aqua shade, which is honestly, it's my favorite color. So I'm going to use that to basically go back in and highlight and give it that sparkly, magical vibe for this particular thing. So with all that said and done, just in case you want to snag this mini for yourself after you see me paint this, go to your local game shop and you can ask them for the Merid, which is 90250 for its SKU. Or you can go to dndmini.com, which is WizKids D&D Miniatures online shopping option, and you can get those on there. And there's a plethora of other online mini shops that you could use to find this Merid miniature as well. So what I'm going to do, because I want to get that fun tealish blue color that's going on, I need to actually mix my blue ink with my green ink. So I'm going to get that going first. And inks, they're basically highly pigmented but thinner in texture than paints. So I'm going to use this to basically stain the plastic. And that, on the plate, is going to be step 1, because I want this to dry first before I start doing any of this specialty paint on top of it. And I'm going to do equal parts blue to green, aiming again for that lovely teal green. And while I do that, just enjoy the jams. All right, I'm going to swatch this, and I'm going to swatch it on my wrist, which means I'm going to have a fun stain on my wrist for the weekend, but whatever. Okay, so It's looking like I need to add a little bit more of the green to it because it's still translating a darker blue, which I don't necessarily want. Where's the green? There's the green. Oh, that's looking better. Okay, so this shifted from equal parts to 3 parts green to 2 parts blue. That's more the color I want. There it is. You can see it right there, puddling up. Perfect. And now I need, here's what the towels. Oh, also fun fact. I'm in a tornado watch right now. So if you hear my phone going a little wackadoodle, it's because they're sending out the alert. So I can't silence my cell phone like I normally do because I do need to make sure, just in case it goes from watch to warning, that I am aware. But fingers crossed, that's the last you'll hear me say anything about a tornado. And we'll go from there. I'm basically caught up when the lovely tropical storm that's sort of petering out on the East Coast. It's making its way up to my area today. So let me get this going on here. And I'm probably gonna have to do a couple layers of this just because this is a little bit lighter, but you can see it starts to tint the plastic. And really, I'm relying more on that Ceramcoat Flash Metallic to be a highlight for that vivid blue color. But right now I want to make sure the recessed parts of this plastic also get a little bit of color play. Hence the inks. Yeah, Caliph, it was definitely, this morning it was raining. Which I expected because the weather said, oh, expect rain. Cool, great. And then this afternoon after lunch, everyone who has seen The Wizard of Oz can relate to this. I was expecting to see an old woman on a bike go zipping by because the wind kicked up so drastically. She has yet to appear. We shall see. But yeah, it was, as soon as I saw that happening, I checked out the weather alerts, and sure enough, what was it? It's the tornado watch until 10 p.m. Eastern time. I have a flood watch going until tomorrow morning. That's fun. And then a wind watch until earlier in the morning. I think it was like 4 a.m. or something like that. So yeah, I'm making sure that we're all being safe and careful. All that goodness. So we'll see what happens. The shame of it was so lovely, and it was starting to cool down, Caliph, as you're mentioning. It was starting to cool down the past couple days to the point I could actually turn off the AC. Fun fact, I don't like AC. So I was enjoying the fresh air, and then this morning, the weather just completely shifted. Super humid, super uncomfortable, so AC went back on, which I'm kind of curmudgeon-y about, but I guess it's better to have a comfortable house than being in a very humid environment. I am not I like being warm, but I don't like being in a humid, warm environment. Give me the dry heat. Okay, so let me grab a piece of paper so it shows off more. So this has started tinting it, as you can see. All right, so I'm gonna let this dry for the ink. Then I'm gonna go back and do another layer of this ink. So we're kind of gonna do this back and forth between the clear to the already colored plastic. And you'll see that this starts to build up, especially once we get that first layer on and dry, which will be nice. Move this back over here, and where'd my water go? There it is. I almost cleaned the brush off in my coffee. That would be bad. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. That's not fun. Okay, so now that that's drying, next steps are going to be that lovely skin tone. So I'm going to go for, I can already tell, I want to end with dead flesh, which I know sounds funny, but that dead flesh is the right green that I want to do. So I think I'm going to start with Possibly goblin green. Yeah, a coffee tint is basically a sepia wash with some drawing issues. So let me get the green going. I think I want to start with a thinned out goblin green, I think. Or debating. Levitos. I am a pro brush. I always use, forget it. Yep, I will lick my brushes to tip them to get them to a finer point. I have tried to break myself of the habit. I do rinse them off. I will say that. I rinse them off first. But yeah, no, I am so guilty of doing that. It's kind of comical. Yeah, I'm gonna start with a layer of goblin green. So this is goblin green, which is basically sort of a army green, if you will. Not quite olive green. Olive green's a little bit darker. Pea green. It's probably like pea green soup. Or green pea soup. That's what I want to say. Reverse. I'm gonna brush with a little bit of a better. There we go. But again, I'm going to thin these paints out to be almost like a glaze, which means sort of the consistency of skim milk or a stock broth type of thing. And we're going to start on the flesh. Oh, perfect. That is the consistency I want. He's got such little hands. Oh, he's got 3 fingers. 1, 2, 3. I just noticed that. Yes, Levitos, thin coats. Thin coats of paint. That really helps preserve the details of the miniature as well by doing that. And I'm kind of treating this as the work inside out. So basically start with the skin, then I'm going to go to the shirt, then I'll go to the coat, etc., etc. And the trident will be the last thing to do. Now, in terms of next week, fingers crossed Lauren's feeling better and she'll be back with us. And we'll jump back into working on the adult silver dragon. So that's not something that's fallen off my radar. I would like to get that mini finished, but clearly it's not going to be something that we finish in the summer like we were initially thinking. This is probably going to be an early fall completion. And then we'll jump into doing more minis, kind of like this type of setup. Fiends. Oh, I'm sure she'll be okay, Caleb. It's just, you know, you gotta listen to your body and rest when you need to. Also still debating what I want to do for the base because it has like this sandy gravelly texture. But mirrors are technically water creatures, so part of me is like, maybe I might paint it like a corally, orangey color to nod to that. I don't know. You're from the water plane. TBD. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm debating. Levito says, might be fun to do little dots for the coral color with a coral background so you get some nice little pops of color. That's just it. I think I might... Hello, camera. I think I might just play around with the base off camera because it's still pretty upfront and basic. I might even kit bash in some fun plant life. We shall see. But I don't want to rush it because this is actually a really fun sculpt of a mini. And I want to give its base some justice, not rush it. So focus for me today is the mini itself, and then I'll decide what I want to do about the mini. You know, I'm glad I started with the goblin green because this is actually pretty darn close to where I want this to be. Oh, he's so jowly. This reminds me of something. Oh, Hitchhiker's Guide. What are those creatures called? The ones that are like taking over all the worlds and like developing them. The face reminds me of those creatures. I can't. Thank you! Wilkins. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Seeker. Yes. For the win. Thank you for that. That's what this face reminds me of. Look at that. I'm gonna do the eyes towards the end though, because they're like that silvery, you can see in the art down here. You do this towards the end. know, depending on how this goblin green dries, I may not need to worry about dead flesh. Because that brown is working in my favor. Not mad about that at all. You know, I should watch that again, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I haven't watched that in... I say it like it's a long time. In a few months. It's just like one of my go-to grab a bowl of popcorn and just chill out and relax type of movies. Oh, gotta get the back of these fins. Oh, yep, definitely don't forget your towel. Thanks for all the fish. Okay. So I'm liking this. Oh, look at that face. So what I'll do is I'm going to tint once this dries. I'll tint the tips of the fins here with a little bit of a darker green. I might actually use the same ink stain I'm using on the clear plastic. Okay, Lith, you might enjoy it. Seriously, Seeker, like, that is like, you can watch that movie, speaking from experience, so many times, and there's always like some one-liner that I didn't catch before that I catch in a rewatch, and it's just like, it's just such a fun movie. Seriously. It's good time. It's a very good time movie. Makes me happy. Okay, that is the green, which we want to dry a little bit more. Liking that. I guess we'll do the shirt. Now there's two parts to the shirt. They're like these bubble sleeves and this undershirt. And I'm still debating what color I want to make that, because obviously the overshirt is white-ish, light grayish. And it's not on the familiar, so I'm kind of like free-forming it. Maybe I'll do like a fun... Do I want to do yellow? No, because it's going to conflict with the gold on the belt. Maybe I'll do the... No, it's going to look too close to flesh tone. I'm going to do a light blue. Or grayish blue. Back. Go that direction. Oh, I forgot I had this verdigris. Let me see. I'm going to swatch a color and see if that might be what I want to use. This could be fun. Hold on. Ooh. Then it'll kind of pull that blue up from the base. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I think I have an idea. Let me thin it out though. It's far too thick right now, but I'll give this a drop of water and see if that does the trick for me. All right. Start with the undershirt portion first, which is that little V divot right there. Yeah, I like this. This is nice. That'll pop nicely with the white. And then these little puffy bits, which the reason why I know this is because in the art that comes with the mini, like they have it like this yellowish color, which looks too close to the skin. So that's why I'm going with the blue. Yeah, I like that color. Well, I'm glad you can actually hang out and watch with us, Caleb. I know this is a slightly different pace than the usual Laura and I chatting back and forth with each other, but hopefully this still works for you. Now, good news is this trident has a little bit of bend to the bottom half. So if you need to shift that end of the staff to reach these little sleeve bubbles, because I don't know what these would technically be called, so I'm calling them sleeve bubbles, just go for it. I had fun creating the code for the Electrum chest this week. I was like, oh, look, we can just take the DLC, the Azuth familiar. And then when I was writing it out, I realized, it's one letter too long, so I got rid of one of the eyes. Like, it looks right-ish. Oh no, sorry, Seeker. See, I just figured most people are like copy and pasting, which is why I'll just drop the second eye because then it still visually looked like familiar. Oh. Sorry about the pause for concern. Uh-oh. Ooh, hearing the rain get a little bit more intense. Okay, definitely happy I did that blue because that's gonna look really nice with the whitish tone popped up next to it. So gonna let that dry. I'm actually gonna go back to this ink and restain the clear plastic because that's dry. Nah, I don't like doing that Rough Rider because then it just gets to be somewhat confusing. That's not the brush I wanted to use. Why did I grab that brush? Hold on. Nope. This is the brush I want. I do hope you mean that jokingly, Rough Rider. Yeah, this is going to be 2 coats and then I'm happy with the saturation level for the ink. And then what we'll do is what's left of the ink is use it to tint the tip of the fins. So that'll be fun. If you haven't worked with ink before, it's a lot of fun for, again, this clear plastic details that you want to bring some color to, but it's also great for shifting tones subtly in certain points of miniatures. You can see it's popping out just a little bit more now. The second layer of the stain. Seeker, wouldn't it be fun if the mini just started reading us poetry? Actually, that might be a little disturbing considering the collection of miniatures I have in the office right now. If they all start rattling off Shakespeare, I'm leaving. Okay, I'm gonna let that dry and now I want to get to the shirt. Which color do I want to use on that one? I don't want to use straight up white. which I know, yes, it looks white, and I don't want to use straight up white, but I have reasons for that. Ooh, rotten white's a good white. Rotten white. Let's go for rotten white. It's not a pure white. It has a slight gray tinge to it, so I'm going to use that one. Again, thinning this out. Oh, but before I do that, luckily, I forgot I wanted a tinge tip. God, my wrist is going to be very interesting soon. Oh, perfect. So yeah, I'm just taking that mix of ink, of the green and the blue ink, and dabbing it onto the tips of the fins. And it's perfect. Yay! Yeah, I don't think I even need to go to dead flesh because it's still showing the shadowing underneath nicely. So I'm very happy with how the skin tone came out. And don't forget the back fins. Oh, this is perfect. I'm so happy with this color combo. Oh, and like last week, I didn't make notes really. Like I have a couple of quick bullet points for myself, but I didn't sit down and write out full throttle instructions like I'll do for the tutorial versions that Lauren and I will do. This is the other nice thing about ink is that you can layer it to intensify the colors. Which I'm definitely doing on these bits. Okay. Liking that a lot. Just a little bit more to the back fins at the very top of these. To kind of give it sort of an ombre-esque feel. Yes, liking a lot. Perfect. That's what I want. Yes, please. Right, now I'm gonna go to that white. Where'd I put it? There did I put it? So again, this is Rotten White, again, and these are all Vallejo paints that I'm using except for the specialty paint from Ceram Coat for the Flash Metallic in Aqua. Well, this Rotten White is toothpaste thick, so I'm definitely thinning this out. And I might have to get more water in the dropper. No. If you're just joining me, what I've done is I already did like base colors in browns, basically. Did a chocolate brown base color and then dry brushed on various browns from like darker to lighter type of layers to help bring out these details. So what I'm doing now, I'm not putting on straight up paint, I'm treating it more as like glazes. Perfect. To start basically tinting, because I want the darker tones to play through the paint as it dries. I think that's going to depend a lot on what I find with whites is sometimes different batches have different dry effects. But again, name of the game with all of this is very thin layers. Whoa. Caliph is asking, is anyone going to watch the new season of Rings of Power? I did watch the previous season and I did enjoy it. But I think I walked in there not expecting too much and was pleasantly surprised. I just realized my light is making me look very ghostly right now. So we'll see. We'll see. Uh-oh. I'm hearing Rory screaming on the other side of the door. Might have to get up and let her in. We'll see. One sleeve done, the other sleeve to be done. Yeah, I'm gonna do the sleeves first and then I'll do the front of the shirt. Yes, Tigress Dark. There's a new, I was talking about it in the beginning of the show, Archdruid Voronika skin. And that was a fun one to pull together. I was talking about it last week. It's basically a nod to the continuation of Voronika's lore, thanks to a D&D in a Castle campaign from last summer. The players came up with some really cool ideas and made some choices that resulted in some most excellent and unexpected results. So I thought it'd be fun. It'd be fun to nod to that moment from that part of the campaign. The bottom of the sleeve is going to be fun to try and reach. There we go. I get it? I did. Caliph, I am not going to give you all the lore on that one because just in case I run this campaign again, I don't want to skew expectations for others. But it was definitely poignant and sweet and adorable what they ended up doing. And I was not expecting it to be poignant and sweet and adorable. But it was good. That's all I'll say. Alright, I need to get the front of the shirt. And just a quick reminder as I'm listening to this rain pelt very subtly against my windows. I'm in an interesting weather watch right now, so if for some reason I blip off, chances are the wind knocked the power out of whack. Okay. Got the white of the shirt going. Oh, this? Right, Levitos? Oh, yeah, I had paint on my wrist. Whoops. I have gone, like, out shopping and I've had, like, a streak of paint, like, underneath my eye one time. I'm sure people were very curious as to what I was up to with that one. Whoopsie. My bad. All right, so now I'm going to go to... I think in the blue of the coat, or the vest, I should say. Let's do the vest. And this is a first for me. I had the literal tip of this bottle crack open, so it was almost like a mustard bottle top. It flipped open on me. Never, ever, ever. But this is, which one is this? This is heavy blue. Again, Vallejo paint color. I'm going to use this to paint onto the vest. Where's my, there's my water. If only I did it during Halloween. That would have been so much better. Oh, God. It was like... I don't know. I want to say it was like springtime when I did it. Yeah, glad I did that light blue for these puffs to the sleeves. Works a little bit better with this blue of the vest. Where is the demarcation? I think that's right there. like that blip at the end of the song. How are we doing? Oh, we're getting close to the top of the hour soon. I know I'm getting quiet. I'm concentrating. And again, don't forget, if you have a question for me, Gabe will grab it, provided you type in all caps, question, colon, and then your question. And then it'll get popped into this little document I have open so I can take a quick look and see what the question is, just in case I'm concentrating like I am now and I miss the question in the chat pop up. Just saying. Here we go with a fun blue. Hee. All right. Now let's do that red edging. Oh, no, I'm not sure if I like that red that I pulled out. Or I guess I'll use that one. All right, so I'm gonna go in with Scarlet Blood. I'm trying to be very careful here because I'm working between the blue and the white, which is fun. Not really. Well, let's see. Levitos. Question, do I typically do washes and highlights or just favor base coats with some glazing? It honestly depends on the mini and the time demand. So when I need to do something I'm going to try and make this a one session paint, I will default to doing sort of the base colors more as glazes with the pre-show work in the, like I did here with the browns. I will do that. If it's a mini where I'm going to be able to take more time, then I'll do a different approach. It just really depends on what it is I'm trying to do and what the mini is I'm painting at the time. This trident is a little bit of a pain in the butt. Gently shifting it out of the way. You don't want to put so much pressure on it that you can snap it. Yeah, same thing with this. I'm gonna gently shift that out of the way. Almost done with the red. There we go. Let that dry, then I'll put the gold on the buttons. Okay, so we have that going. How are we on time? Oh, good. We're moving along. I like it. So let me do... I'm going to do the satchel around his waist, that bag. Stabby Sienna. Hello, Glocta4. Yes, that was me. Name a song about wishes, because this is a genie, remember? Marrieds are genies. And I figured asking what your top wish would be opening a kettle of fish. No pun intended. I need to thin that out. That is pigmented. So yeah, I'm going in with heavy sienna on the satchel. But thinning the paint out because that was far too thick. Wish for the marriage to not destroy my ship with a tidal wave. I mean, you can certainly put in what your top wish would be, Glocta4, but I cannot guarantee it would be granted in any way, shape, or form. I have not the power. I am not a married. I am a V. Don't forget, if you're enjoying the married's appearance on the show, you can also add a cute married familiar to your formations to help you out. Well, not your formations, but you know what I mean. Oh, Radazada, that's a good one. It's like one of my favorite songs, Time in a Bottle. Levitos wants more goblin champs. I mean, that's definitely good for me to know. I can relay that information back. Bring on the goblins. Alright. Takes care of this satchel. Ta-da! Oh my god! The Christina Aguilera's one? Yeah! I haven't heard that song in ages. More centaurs. Hello, Allison. There we go. I mean, come on, the Laura. Yeah. Centaurs are so fun. Alright, let me get my golds out. That's a copper. I want gold. That too is a copper. Gold. Dang it. I'll go a different set. Yeah, we'll do that. Alright, so I'm going to use Glorious Gold and Petrified Gold. Let's see, we got I Wish I Could Fly Like Superman by the Kinks. Oh, DM Todd 72, that's a good one. That's a good one. I like that. All right, so I'm going to use the glorious gold on the main part of the belt and then edge with the polished gold. And then I'll also dot the buttons with the glorious gold. Actually, I can dot the buttons first. Is it dry? We'll wait on dotting the buttons. It's not quite dry enough yet. I mean, if you want to tap into the line block to 4, sure. Why not? I am ready to accept that offer. What color am I gonna paint this fish? It's such a random little fellow on the belt. Actually, haha, yes, let's use this lovely dotting tool. Hold on. Rinse the brush, bring out the dotting tool. So if you haven't seen this yet, if you go into the nail polish aisle of your drugstore, what have you, they have these really cool tools to do like fine dots and everything like that on nails. These are great for adding dots of color onto your miniatures. So I definitely recommend you just pick up one of those little lovelies, and it'll make painting little dots so much easier on you. It looks like I need to reapply each time I dot. There we go. Gold buttons. It's back. Okay, now I'm gonna go to polish gold and edge the belt with that. Fish friend is coming together. Hello, Dandelion. Rechizato, am I missing a link between Marids and Azuth? Granted, most of my Azuth knowledge is centered around what was going on with the god during Brimstone Angels and Marids being water genies. Being that I'm not familiar, I'm afraid I cannot help you with that response. What I can say is that I can poke Dupuy and find out what was the story behind the name of the familiar. Unless someone else is able to jump in and help. By all means, please. I'm happy to hear. Now be careful with this mini. Make sure you flip this upside down because the belt actually gets a little bit more real estate underneath. So you want to make sure to get that paint there as well. Yep, hold on. That's right, I gotta get that gemstone. What color is that? Purple? There's the belt. I don't know what I'm doing with that fish. The fish has me stumped. Actually, let me, now that the ink is dried, finish up the spell effect and go to that special Ceram coat. Flash Metallic and Aqua. Just a really quick dry brush along the edge of the spell details. And cool things are going to happen. Look at that. Not fun? Telling you, this paint is my go-to for this clear plastic magical vibe. It always delivers. Yeah, I've been doing this for a while, Gameriko. If you have shaky hand issues, pulling the mini in closer to your body will help. I think streaming mini painting has actually helped me in the sense that my arms have gotten stronger with hovering my arms above, which has sort of caused my hands to get more steady because the muscles have strengthened for that. But pull your hands in almost like you're praying, and that'll help steady your hands. Can also support and sort of like steeple against things. Like you'll see me like put my pinky on something to get a little bit more stability going. All right, I think, yeah, there we go. I'll leave it at that. You're very welcome. Happy to give tips to help whenever I can. That is for sure. Hold on. All right. Put this paint over here. So we're done with that. I'm thinking, let's finish up the belt and I'll find a purple I want to use. I think Hexliken's going to be too dark. Oh, there's solid ink. No, if that bleeds, that's going to be all over the place. No. It's not. Oh, this will be fun. Let's do Warlord purple. That'll be fun. Yes, 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 yes. If wishes were fishes, they make dishes for dishes. Delicious dishes in swishes of sauce. Is that something Dr. Seussian never crossed the line? What does it sound? No, yours? Well, how Seussian of you. Yes, those are always fun. Okay, this is creating a shadow. Move! It's funny, I wouldn't equate this magenta for anything Warlord related, but here we are. Oh yeah, I like that. It's like the perfect pop of color right there. Yes! Now onto the trident, which we're going to do in gunmetal, and then pop on some silver. I'm going to actually start referring to this little doodah here. I'm going to go to a slightly larger brush. I'm not looking to do a super heavy coat because I want that undertone to play through a little bit. Metallics tend to be a little bit thinner as it is, which helps with thin coats. Now I'm keeping this piece separate. I'm going to paint that with the lighter silver. So you're going to see me hopscotch off that and go to the tines. Silvery. Right, that was gunmetal. I'm gonna move to straight up silver for that more ornate section of the trident. I'm actually going to do a little bit of a dry brushing with the silver. Because what I don't want to do is fill in those little details too much. So I'm going to use a flat brush and float this over the top. Just like so. And I'm going to add some color to the gemstone. I'm going to use electric blue, and then I'm going to dot it with that special effects paint again, just to give it a little bit of sparkle. But base it with the electric blue so it pops a little bit more. There's one side I should say. Let's get the other side. The other side. Okay. She sells seashells. What color am I going to get them though? I do have rosy flesh. It's like that nice coral color. Dwarf skin is too orange. That's too much. Oh, damn, Todd. Don't be so hard on yourself. Could do bone white. That's kind of bleh. Oh, maybe pale flesh. I think I'll do these two colors. One shell, two shell. Let's do that. And I'll give the blue dot time to dry, so I can go in and finish that jewel on the trident. My God. My hand looks like a Jackson Pollock. It's like a pale peachy and then a more true peach tone for these shells. So that was the pale flesh on the one. Now we're going to do rosy flesh on the other. Not to be confused with Rosie, our champion. Notice I'm still avoiding the fish. What am I gonna do with the fish? I could do like a goldfish, maybe? Questions. Question everything. Oh yeah, I like those two colors next to each other. That's fun. Very seashell-y. Very seashell-y. Oh, I've got to dot his eyes. I have that silver out too. Let me do that while I sell some silver. One eye. Sleep with one eye open. Or not. Your call. Two eyes. Hee 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 hee. Livitos. Paint the fish salmon. Yeah, but aren't the outside of salmon gray? Come to think of it, I don't know what a salmon looks like on the outside. Might have to pull out my cell phone and like pull up a reference image for myself. Okay, I'm going back to that flash metallic and I'm putting it onto the gemstone. Just to give it a little extra sparkle. All right, how much time do we have? We have about 20 minutes. We're making really good progress on this fellow. That fish, that fish. Swish, swish, what to do with the fish? All right, let me look at my cell phone. Pull up a reference image. Meep, meep, meep. Okay, so they come in a variety of colors. Interesting. Some are grayish silver, some are like red in the center. Actually, that could be fun. What do you think? Do that? That could be interesting. All right, we'll do that. We'll do that. We'll go with that one. Because I can actually... I'm going to mix colors. I'm going to take some glorious gold and mix it with the scarlet red. For the body color. Oh, that's pretty. Nope, get back here. Actually, where's my smaller brush? There's the smaller brush. All right, so that midsection is going to get that reddish blend. Mix the glorious golden to give it more of a sheen, like fish scales have a sheen to them. So what I don't want to do is make it flat. Okay, I'm liking this. See, what started as a joke actually working itself out. So we have that. Now, let me double check. What was the other color like? I wonder if I need to grab. I'm gonna grab one of my bronzes. Oh, come back. No, I needed that. Phone. Yeah, I'm gonna grab the bronze. Let's try bright bronze. Alright, I think that did the trick. And then the head, I need to darken it up a little bit. So let me take some of that heavy brown, mix it with the bronze. And there we go with our fish. Actually, I really like how that came out. Alright, that was a fun suggestion. Levitos 1, it worked. Thank you. I like it. I like that a lot. Alright, now we're gonna do the base. So we actually do have time for this. I don't think I'm actually going to worry about doing a wash because the glaze and the base colors are playing nicely where the shadows are doing what I want them to do. And what I don't want to do is overdo it. Levitos the fish. Want me to name the fish after you or the mini? Name the mini after you. Levitos the Myrid. Maybe it'll get me to stop saying Madrid. Actually, let me take a drink. Oh, this is going to be so lukewarm. It's not even warm coffee anymore. Totally forgot I had that. That was not fun. Tonight 11, married in Madrid. I'd watch it. I would watch that. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do, I really do like this rosy flush. I think I'm gonna put that on the base and then go in with touches of brighter oranges for that nod to corals. Just need to thin this out drastically. Where is my house? The big fish destroyed it? Is that the gist of it? Okay. See, Italian helped translate. Alright, moving along. Ooh, too much, a little too much. This has such an intense texture to it. I'm kind of just floating the brush across the top more than anything to deposit this color. Just to establish that pink coral. Not to be confused with our champion Rust, who's just been launched and reworked in the game, but the color Rust. And use that as a little bit of an accent tone. Purposely not rinsing my brush between these two. I kind of want to get the colors to marry slightly. Oh yeah, I like that. Oh, I like that face. This is fun. Very cool. Okay. Well, I'm glad you think it's beautiful, Game Rico. Can you keep it? No, it's mine. This is mine. I will take some pictures though. When I finish up and I actually, well, not today, I don't have good lighting with the storm, but as soon as it's nice and sunny, I'll get some good glamour shots of this fellow. I kind of want to, do I have any plants that I could, getting clever. Might be getting a little too clever, let's see. Oh, this could be fun to add. The question is, where is my super glue? Where did I put my super glue? I think I might add this onto the base. That could be a lot of fun. Okay, if not the super glue, I think I have my E6000 around here somewhere. So I should. Where did I use that all up? Oh, I might have used that up with my last build. One second.
While I rummage.
Oh, there it is. Haha. There we go. We're gonna have some fun. Some fun for the wrap up. Because this kind of has like a corally-esque feel to it. I'm not gonna do it all, I don't think. Now, forewarning, this stuff has fumes, all right? you're starting to get dizzy while using E6000, get some fresh air, please. It's also not an instant bond, so what I'm going to do is kind of keep them on the floor, on the surface of my desk. But it also gives you some time to sort of position these where you want them. Yeah, it's definitely one of those adhesives that, boy howdy, when it hits, it hits. All right, there's some on the back. Do another little tuft collection, like right here. Sorry, I'm hearing interesting sounds outside too at the same time. Not at all unnerving. Like that. Okay. Capping it. Capping it. No more. That's enough. I'm just going to carefully. See? Now it's got a fun little accent color, bringing that green of the skin down to the base to kind of carry these colors back and forth through each other, which is always a lot of fun to do. There we go. So that is our merry little Merid completed and done, and our second paint and chill. And like I said, next week, Lauren, cross fingers, will hopefully be back, and she and I will be going back to the adult Silver Dragon. So if you've been painting along with us for that one, you've had plenty of time to catch up with us. So we'll go jump back into that one and move away from the base colors and start doing some more detail work on the Dargan, which is sitting over there. You can't see it. I can see him taking up space on my art desk. So we'll go back to doing that one. I'll get pictures of this guy when I have some good natural light to work with, which is definitely not today. But don't forget, we do have some cool things happening in the game today. Let me just quickly check something though. I just want to double check a file. Nope, that is correct. Okay, so we have our weekend buff happening right now for when you sign up for our newsletter. So the Ocean Ball weekend, that is happening this weekend, and you get a free gold Ocean Ball chest. If you haven't signed up for our newsletters yet, just go into the game, opt to sign up for newsletters. You'll get a newsletter right away that gives you the ability to unlock Hitch if you don't have Hitch in your collection already. And then once every Friday, we will send you one of these newsletters with a thematic weekend with 5 champions who are getting a little extra boost for that weekend, as well as a free gold something themed chest. Again, that's every Friday. Once in a blue moon, we will use that newsletter to reach out to you to let you know about an important update or something going on. But again, there is that free element of the free gold fill in the blank chest or something along those lines included in those newsletters. If you have signed up for newsletters and you're noticing they aren't coming in quite yet, remember, I like to say these newsletters leave like a train in a station. It's not like everyone goes all out at once, so you might be in a later batch that's going out. So sit tight. If for some reason it doesn't show up within like the next 24 hours, then you'll want to submit a ticket to see what's going on in that case. Yes, Rato Zato Ocean Ball and Havalar wasn't invited as one of the 5 heroes. I don't pick the heroes, I just show them who's available. So just keep that one in mind. along with it being a weekend. We also have Aegon's Day has launched and is ready to go. And if you haven't checked it out, Rust has gotten his rework. So check out our adorable Tabaxi Rogue and find out what's going on. And then don't forget, Eliwick will be joining next Wednesday as the next reworked champion for this month. So log in for your daily deals, get those claimed, and also check out what's going on with these champions if you haven't unlocked them quite yet. And I'm sorry, that frog is just too damn cute. So along with that, we also have, which I'm happy to talk about, in the gem shop, just launched on Wednesday, the Archdruid Voronika skin. So this is for 20,000 gems. If you want to add this to your skin collection for Voronika, definitely check that out. This has just been a fun little one to pull together as a nod to what's been going on to Voronika in her lore, as I've been using her for campaigns that I've been running as a DM. And then also DLC that has launched, we have the Rust theme pack, which is the Masquerade Rust theme pack with Francois the Blue Crab. So check that out too. Like I said, I told the group earlier when we first got started, when Johnny was talking about what they wanted to do for Rust, and they said, can we give Rust a cat mask for the Masquerade? It's like, yes, that is absolutely what we're going to do. Fantastic idea. And yesterday we just had an Idle Insights where Johnny joined Trevor and they chatted about all things Rust and everything like that. Definitely worthwhile catching and seeing what Johnny had to say. They always have some fun and insightful and great stories to share with us whenever they join us for Idle Insights. Thank you to Gabe. Thank you so much for helping me out today with the chat. Chat, thank you for hanging out with me and asking some questions and doing some fun little inspiration, especially the salmon. It actually worked out really well because I had no idea what I was going to do with that fish. So thank you for that one. Do stay tuned because after this we have Formation Save coming up, and you can hang out for a little bit longer for more things Idle Champions. Until next week, I will see you on the flip side on social media. Everyone take care, have a restful and safe weekend, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!